Hi, I'm Milt Tanzer, and I'd like to welcome you to another issue of Real Estate Investments and How to Make Them on Video. Again, this little 4-minute video or 6-minute video is one of about 15 of them that are online, the same place you found this one. Today I'd like to talk to you briefly about the expensive love affair. No, I'm not talking about the kind you're thinking of. I'm thinking of your love for a piece of property you own. If you've owned your house for several years, you probably wouldn't want to sell it for the same price that you paid for it, would you? Well, the same holds true with real estate you buy for investment purposes. If it's doing well for you, and we'll go through an example here in a moment, you don't want to sell it. Let's assume that 15 years ago you bought a little duplex, you paid $150,000 for it, you put in $15,000 cash, and you had a $135,000 mortgage on it. You can see it on the video here in front of you, or the picture in front of you, but don't let the numbers bother you. They can vary one way or the other depending on the economy. But just for the sake of argument, follow along with me if you will. So you paid $150,000 for this property with $15,000 cash, and you had a $135,000 mortgage. At the end of the year one, the first year you owned the property, it produced a 10% return on your money, or $1,500 in profit, money in your pocket after taxes, insurance, mortgage payments, and the expenses of running the building. Now that sounds pretty good. But 15 years later, you now have a cash flow of spendable income of $2,700. Now if you divide that by your $15,000 initial investment, you'll see that according to those numbers, you're now making a lot more profit on your money than you thought you were to begin with. Now at the same time, the property has appreciated to $249,000, and your mortgage has been paid down to only $85,900 actually. So you now have over $163,000 in equity in the property, not the $15,000 you initially put in it. This is where the effects of real estate investing really take hold. You're making money not only through the mortgage principal reduction, but the appreciation of the property, plus you've enjoyed a nice cash flow all the years that you've owned the property. You don't want to sell it because you're making such a high return on your money. But unfortunately you're not making that high of a return because you no longer have $15,000 invested in the property. You now have $163,000 invested in the property. If you divide that by your cash flow and current investments, you're only making 2%. It's time to get out of that property and into a bigger one, or split the thing out, divide it in half by 2 properties, refinance the one you're already in, take that excess cash, which under present tax laws is free of taxation, and invest it in a second property. Get that money out there working for you. You should have way too much, you do have way too much money in this one piece of property, too much of your own money. One of the secrets to creating wealth is making use of other people's money or financing. And this is what I mean by the love affair. You like the tenants that you've had, the property's been producing well, it's pretty much trouble-free. Why sell it? Well, this is the good reason to do it. If you can't bear selling it, refinance it, take that cash and buy another property. There's 4 ways you can make money in real estate, which is unequal by any other type of real estate or any other type of investing of equal or lesser risk. The first way, of course, is the cash flow, the money you put in your pocket each month or each year that is tax-free. Another way is tax shelter. Yes, most of your income should be tax-free or pretty much tax-free most of the time that you own it. When it no longer is tax-free, that's another indication to get out of it and into something else. Mortgage principal reduction. We saw in our example here that you reduce the mortgage a very sizable amount over the 15 years you own the property. And finally, property appreciation. Despite slow years, property will and must appreciate, and we cover this in detail in our course. So I'd like to ask you to please spend a few minutes looking at our real estate investment courses that we have available at www.investmentre.com. It's on the screen right here in front of you. Take a look around. There's a lot of free tips, a lot more free advice, and help on getting started and learning what you need to know on real estate, along with testimonials from several of our buyers that have written into us and emailed us telling us how well they're doing and how their program is progressing as far as their retirement program goes. So take a look around, spend 15 minutes looking at our website. It could be the most important 15 minutes you'll ever spend in your entire life. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.